It's a Monday night, and so what better to do than talk about seeds and dream of the weekend? I want to show you what I'm growing, transplanting, direct sowing here in this week or so around my last frost date. My last frost date was April 10th, so yesterday at the time of filming. Of course, we're all very skeptical of our last frost date. I know the Millennial Gardener here on YouTube was sharing a bunch of photos of his area not far from where I am over in the Carolinas, where they had a frost the other day, and it was like a month past their last frost date. So these are just things that I started indoors, some of them to get a little head start, and I won't be transplanting or direct sowing for another week or two because I want to get out of the 40s is our lows. Let me talk about squash first. There are some varieties of squash slash pumpkins you may not have heard about. And if you're local to me, you might be interested in trying them too. This is the North Georgia Candy Roaster squash. It is classified as a winter squash. It takes a while to get to maturity, and it's a bit risky because we have a lot of pests for squash around here. But since it's called North Georgia and I'm in North Georgia, I figured I might as well try. And Baker Creek was very generous with how many seeds I got. I could try growing this for like 10 years and still have seeds. Another squash variety, Seminole squash. You may have also heard of it as Seminole pumpkin. I believe they're used more like pumpkins. I'm excited because this guy is supposed to tolerate pests and humidity really well. Most of our summer days have a humidity, I think it's called a humidity index close to 100, a dew point close to 100%. So we have a lot of humidity, and we have heat, days upper 90s all throughout the summer. This guy is from Florida, so hopefully I'll have some production here before the pests take it down eventually. And finally, I'm growing some little sugar pie pumpkins. They average around 6 to 7 pounds according to the packaging. And since they take 90 days to maturity, I'm optimistic that I could get some fruit. I have grown pumpkins successfully here before the vine borers got to them. It is worth a shot. I've started those 3 seed packs indoors, just a couple plants, and then I will be direct sowing as well. But the Beginner Gardener podcast YouTube channel, she's been saying that she's starting a lot of her squash early because of the pests. And I thought, that's a great idea. Even though mine are more longer varieties, they're not summer squash, I figured might as well try to give the plants a head start before the inevitable fate arrives of the squash vine borer. Let me talk about watermelon. This is like my favorite fruit, and last year I was like, I'm not gonna buy watermelon. I'm gonna wait until I grow one. And then I didn't successfully grow watermelon, and bought a watermelon in like September. It was just not, I'm not gonna do that again, but here's what I'm gonna try to grow. The Sugar Baby Bush watermelon. It is small. My thought process with some of these fruits and pumpkins was, let me try to do a small one so they don't take as long to mature. They don't need as much nutrition, light. Maybe they'll just be a little bit easier to grow. This is only going to be like 10-pound fruits. And I like that it's a bush variety. I don't have a ton of space I'm going to give them. So I have started 1 or 2 of those seeds. I have not started any Stone Mountain watermelons. These are more optimistic because they're bigger. They're a commercial shipping variety. They can get up to 30 pounds. I grew these seeds last year. In fact, I almost used the whole pack last year trying to grow them, but I didn't give them a great spot, and they actually produced some fruit. It was bigger than a softball, but the plant got sick and they died and didn't get any actual edible fruit from them. But it gave me hope. I have the Jubilee watermelon. My family in South Alabama, I have some extended, in-laws and all them, grew this variety quite a bit. So I thought, hey, that's pretty close to me regionally. Let me go ahead and try that one. And I think this one in the future, when I have more of a sunny garden to dedicate to melons, I think it'll do fine. It's just one of those bigger fruits that I might as well try. Worst I did is waste $2. And then the last watermelon that I did go ahead and start seeds. No, I have not started seeds for this one. This pack is unopened. This is the Blacktail Mountain watermelon. This is another shout out for Nicole Smith Gardening. I am growing this because of her talking about it in her garden tours. I like that it's on the smaller side. It's 12 pounds at maturity. and just hope that I can grow it. I'm trying a new melon as well, the Minnesota midget melon. Again, my thought process is it's small. It is 3 to 7 little melons per plant. Ideally, fruit size is 1 to 2 pounds. If I can grow this guy, I'll be happy. It will be a melon success if this little thing can work out. I'm going to tell you now about my cucumbers because I love pickles and I can make my own pickles. So I am actually growing the Boston pickling cucumber for the 3rd year in a row. I have pickled with these 2 years now. I mean, I like the amount of produce I get. The plants get pretty sick by early July for me. So I've gone ahead and started a couple, and that's what I've done the last couple years is I transplant my cucumbers. And actually my direct sown ones have not done as well. So I started a few of these. I also saved some of my seeds last year. So I'm going to see if they're viable. Those have not germinated yet, which may mean they're not viable. So at least I have more in my pack. And then I am going to grow the silver slicer cucumber, definitely influenced by Jess of Roots and Refuge Farm. Who isn't? Love her channel. She's taught me a lot. And I love cucumbers, so I thought, yeah, let me grow a odd looking cucumber that she says does well in humidity. Do we have a lot of humidity? I wouldn't mind having a slicing variety that looks like this. It'd be really fun to have more in like the fresh eating world where everyone expects it to be green. And then as a bonus, I want to show you the sunflowers that I'm so excited to grow. And I really was debating starting some indoors and transplanting them. And last year I would take my 72 cell seed tray and just sow it with flowers and then leave it outside, let them germinate in the tray and then transplant. I have a lot of roly-polies or pill bugs as some people call them, and they will eat my seeds out of the ground. So I actually do think that for me, transplanting just works better so the pests don't eat the plants before they germinate. This is a new one I'm going to try, the short stuff sunflower. It is really impressive with how small it is and also how big the leaves are. It looks really sturdy, and a lot of the other sunflowers I've grown are thin and wispy in the stem and leaves. So I'm really excited to see this guy, although that thickness may make it more vulnerable to disease just because it looks like it has a lot more foliage. I'm not sure. I did grow the sun gold tall sunflower last year, and I like that it was a multi-head sunflower. I did not expect that. You get like 3 or 4 or 5 flowers off each little plant. So I save seeds from these because how can you not? You can save seeds from sunflowers so easily. It's kind of like, I mean, it's like a no-brainer. I'm set with sunflower seeds because I also saved the Lemon Queen sunflower seeds as well. They live up to their name, all those little bees all around it. They're part of the Great Sunflower Project. That's what the packet says. So it was a neat variety too because they get, I dare say 5 to 7 feet tall if I'm not mistaken. That's how big they were in my garden. And they're multi-head sunflower too. So I'd have like 6 or 7, and one of them, all the heads opened at once. So it was magnificent. I definitely documented that. And then another variety, this is the last one I'll show you today, the Elves Blend sunflowers. I'm looking for miniature sunflowers because I want to just have them everywhere but not block my light. So I'm excited about this little Elves Blend and need to get these planted all here soon so I can go ahead and have sunflowers here in the beginning of summer. Hope you enjoyed my seed introduction. Some of these you had not seen before, so hopefully we'll have them out there in the garden here soon. Please comment below what you're excited about direct sowing, and if you are past your last frost date, I'm curious to hear what you've done already. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching.